there and welcome to this Dr. Clean tutorial. I'm Wayne and I'm going to be taking you step by step through ironing, and that's in this session. What we're going to do is discover what we need to iron and what can be useful in ironing, the essentials and the non-essentials, and then we're going to go through ironing technique and every single garment that you could possibly want to iron, including some things you might find surprising such as ties. We'll even go to a wedding dress if someone really wants that. But step by step what you're going to find is how to iron correctly and how to iron swiftly. And the two things can go together. Some people might think I have to take a long time over ironing, but you really don't. If you're actually ironing the correct way, you're going to save yourself a huge amount of time and you're going to end up with tremendous results. Okay, so let's start at the very, very basic level. What is the minimum you need to be able to iron? Well, there's two things you actually need. You need a flat surface, preferably covered by some kind of cloth, and you need an iron. A flat surface can be anything. This is a heated vacuum board, and if I put my foot on the pedal, you can hear that vacuuming away. Well, that's an ideal situation, but you don't necessarily have an ideal situation where you are or where you might travel. Now, if you have to, you can cover a kitchen top with a towel and you've got an ironing board. Now, you might not be able to get everything around the end of the ironing board nicely, but you've got an ironing board that will do a reasonable job and you will end up looking much better than if you hadn't ironed your clothes. The iron itself, well, this is a travel iron. I can iron with this as well as I can iron with this, which is our Dr. Clean iron from the website. The only thing is, I'll have to spray a little bit and I'll have to do a little bit more work. It's slightly smaller, but it's a flat surface, it's a clean iron, and it will actually get the job done. You don't need anything fancy, you don't need even a steam iron to get a good result. You just need something that is a flat iron in the traditional sense that used to be done, and if you iron it properly, you will get a good result so long as you do the right things. Of course, we are actually going to use the Dr. Clean iron, and that produces steam at a huge rate, and the vacuum board together with that is obviously going to give us better results than you might get off of that. But the main thing is it's going to be very quick, and that's what we're looking at. But what we're going to do is show you every garment that can be done in any style. You don't need this type of equipment if you don't want to. This is time saving and it gets better results, but you don't need that to do a good job. But what do you need? Okay, we've got a few things here. Whatever you do and wherever you are, a spray can be exceptionally useful. All you do is you spray water out of it. But if you haven't got steam, or if you want to generate specific steam in specific areas, water sprayed on a garment will do that. Second thing you might need, well, this is an optional extra, but it's a sleeve board. And a sleeve board, if you don't actually want a crease down your sleeve, a sleeve board or something like it is absolutely imperative. But to be perfectly frank, I've actually ironed on one of these, which is a clothes brush. I've ironed on the back of this with a very thin arm for a wedding dress. I've actually put a paper towel over this and ironed on the top of it to get an absolutely flat sleeve, and that's worked perfectly. Clothes brush, that's the next thing you might need. If you see any dirt on a garment, you want to get it off before you iron, which takes me to the next thing that is exceptionally useful, and that's one of these. That's a lint roller. Now, we supply these on the site either as roll cleans or as these, which is a carousel roller. We can hit 20 meters. But if you put your washing in a machine and it gets contaminated with something like lint, so it's got all fluffiness over it, do not iron the fluffiness in. Use a lint roller. It's very easy just to roll it out and get the lint off. If you iron it in, it's going to be so much more difficult to get out. So there's a lint roller. Other things that you will need from time to time, this is a clean tea towel, and you can use this for ironing garments that are heat sensitive, such as men's jackets. If you wanted to iron a men's jacket, and we'll show you this in later episodes, we would actually wet this and put it on the jacket and iron on this, not on the jacket, thereby protecting the jacket from any heat that we might be putting on it. You don't want shiny pockets and things like that. And that's what you can do to get rid of or stop shiny pockets and shiny seams on things like wool. The last thing I'm going to show you is this. This is a zip freer. It's a zip lubricant, E-zip. It is available on the side. It also is a water repellent, so you can spray things like your raincoats and bags and shoes with it. But with this particular silicone spray, you can actually just spray a little bit on a zip that's stuck and you'll free that zip up. Now that's incredibly useful because you don't really want to put some clothes on and find out the zip's stuck. It's far better to cure it here at the ironing board. So E-zip is quite a good little extra. But apart from that, that's all you need. And the absolute essentials are just two things: the ironing board and the iron. And from that point, you can iron anything